Hello students, in today's video we are going to continue with real numbers and we are going to learn about surds. Now this is a topic generally students don't like or they don't understand, but in my opinion it is not so difficult. If you understand the definition, it's all very simple. So you go step by step, understand the definition, and then you don't find it difficult at all. Okay, so let us just understand what are surds. So before we go into the actual definition of surds, in order to understand the definition of surds, you just have to understand what is this nth root of a. If you can remember this, you will remember the definition. Now here 3 points you have to remember. First is n. For any number to be a surd, this sign is called as a radical sign. Okay, and this number n represents the order of this surd or this particular number. Okay, so this order n, this order of the particular number, if it has to be a surd, has to be, this n has to be belonging to natural number. Means this n has to be a natural number and natural number not equals to 1. Because if it is equals to 1, then we will not have this root sign or this radical sign, right? If n is equal to 1, this radical sign will vanish. This meaning square root. Whenever it is a square root, we don't write 2 there. Okay, when there is no number, it is assumed that this is a square root. And if it is a cube root, we write 3 here. This means a cube root. And then for fourth root, we will write 4 there inside the radical sign. Means it is a fourth root. Then for the fifth root, we will write 5 there inside the radical sign. So this is square root, this is cube root, fourth root, fifth root, and like that go on. So the order is represented by the letter n over there. And that n has to be a natural number. First point. Second point is a. A is the radicand. Means the number that is there inside the radical sign. That is a radicand should be a positive rational. Positive, because rational numbers do have negative numbers also. So it has to be a positive rational number. Positive rational number. And third point, overall this number nth root of a. Overall this number nth root of a should be an irrational number. Nth root of a, it should not be a rational number. Nth root of a, overall this number should be an irrational number. So the 3 points that you have to remember for the definition of surds is in this nth root of a. First point, the order n has to be natural number but not equals to 1. Because if it is 1, then that radical sign will not be there. Number 2, the radicand, that is this a, that is the number that is inside the radical sign, should be positive irrational number. Means it should not be negative. Okay. And number 3, nth root of a, means overall this number should be an irrational number. If 1, 2 and 3, all these 3 conditions are satisfied, then we say then that particular number is a surd. Okay, I hope you have understood the definition of surd so far. Just the 3 points you have to remember. When we will see the examples, you will actually understand what I am talking about. Okay, irrational root of positive rational is called as a surd. Examples are given: root 2 and cube root of 7. Surd is of the form nth root of a, where n is natural number but not equals to 1. Is a natural number but n is not equals to 1. First point. Second point, a is a positive rational number. And the third point, nth root of a is an irrational number, is an irrational number. Then we say that nth root of a is a surd. Okay. Now here this root sign is called a radical sign, n is called order of the surd, and a is called the radicand. This is a radical sign. This n is the order and a is the radicand. These simple things, you know, sometimes we do get confused when we have to answer these things in the exam. Okay. If n is equal to 2, now whenever n is equal to 2, just now I told you, we don't write that 2 as such. See here, this is square root of 2. So I have not written the 2 there. It is assumed when there is no number, there is 2. And when it is cube root, we write 3. Right? When n is equal to 2 means when it is a square root, then the surd is called as a quadratic surd. Now, I have just given these examples in order that you understand the definition perfectly. First is root 25. Now we have to decide whether this is going to be a surd. Now you just have to check the 3 things that I have told you. First is n. N is 2. Perfect. It is a natural number. Then radicand. Radicand is positive rational. Okay. Positive rational number 25. That is also true. But nth root of a, overall this number, what is the answer to this? Root 25 is 5. And 5 is a natural number. It's a rational number. Okay. It's not an irrational number. 5 is not an irrational number. So this number overall has to be, nth root of a has to be an irrational number, and which is not in this case. Root 25 is not an irrational number. Therefore, this number is not a surd. Therefore, this number is root 25 is not a surd. Then next, cube root of 27. Now check here. This number 3, n. It is a natural number. Yes, of course it is. Then 27, the radicand, 27. 27 is what? It is a positive rational. So that is also true. But what is the answer to cube root of 27? 27 is cube of 3, right? 3 3s are 9 and 9 3s are 27. So cube of 3 is 27 and therefore cube root of 27, the answer is coming 3. Cube root of 27, the answer is 3. So this is again not an irrational number. Cube root of 27 is not an irrational number. Therefore, this also is not a surd. This also is not a surd. Okay. Now the next one, third example we will see. Root 10 or square root 10. Now see here, in this case the order is 2. The radicand is 10, positive rational number, and square root of 10, definitely it is an irrational number. Square root of 10 is an irrational number. We have also seen plotting this on the number line. In the previous video, we have also seen how to plot root 10 on the number line. And we know that root 10 is an irrational number. Therefore, this is a surd. Then the fourth example, cube root of minus 125. Just by looking at minus sign, you must have guessed already that this is not a surd, right? Because this has to be a positive, radicand has to be a positive rational number. Okay, radicand has to be a positive rational. So this is definitely not a surd. And the last sum, cube root of 7. Here you can see that n is equal to 3, radicand is 7, and cube root of 7 is an irrational number. Therefore, this is it is a surd, definitely. Okay, so let's move on. Simplest form of a surd. Now, sometimes the surd may not be in a simplest form, right? Sometimes surd can be expressed in a simplest form. So, how we can convert it into a simplest form is just factorize it. factorize it in such a way that one of the factor we can take it outside the radical sign. So you just check. Now here this is a square root. Okay, this is a square root. So just check if we can factorize this in such a way that one of the number is perfect square. Like for example 16. 16 is square of 4. So I can factorize it in such a way 16 into 3, and then this 16 becomes 4, right? Root 16 is 4 because 4 square is 16, right? So I have factorized it in such a way that one number is a perfect square, and then this root 16 becomes 4, and I get the answer 4 root 3. Now this root 3 further I cannot do anything. Okay, root 3 further I cannot factorize or anything. So now this is in the simplest form. So surds like root 2, root 3, root 5, etc. in the simplest form. They are very much simplest form. We cannot do anything further. We cannot factorize it further. So they are already in simplest form. Now similar or like surds. So when do we call two surds as similar or like surds? When their surd part is exactly the same. The surd part has to be exactly the same. Then we call it similar or like surds. So surds of the form p times nth root of a and q times nth root of a, where p and q are rational numbers, are called similar surds or like surds. So you see, these two are numbers. They can be 10, 20, 15, anything, p and q. But the surd part, nth root of a and nth root of a, if it is exactly same, then those two surds we say they are like surds. Now here 3 examples I have given. Root 2, minus 3 root 2 and 5 root 2. These 3, you see the surd part, root 2 and root 2. Surd part is same. Therefore, they are called as like surds. Whereas here the rational number is 1 along with it, minus 3 along with it, and 5 along with it. So, these 3 are like surds or similar surds. Now, let's move on to practice set 2.3. State the order of the surds given below. Now this is very simple. Order means n, right? So here the order is 3 in this case. So order is 3. 5 root 12. So this 5 is outside the radical sign. Okay, you just have to be careful. 5, whether it is outside or it is inside. So this is going to be 2. Order is 2. Then the next one, 4th root of 10. So here the order is 4. Then root 39. Here the order is 2. Then the next, cube root of 18. Here the order is 3. Okay. So I hope this was quite simple, the order part. Okay. You just have to check what is the number in place of n. Here n inside the radical sign. What is the number? You just have to check that. Okay. So that is what is your order. State which of the following are surds and justify. Now for this you just have to verify those 3 things which I told you. If they are satisfied, then it is a surd, and you are told justify means you have to also give a reason why it is a surd or why it is not a surd. So here this is going to be a surd. This is a natural number. This is a positive rational number. And cube root of 51, is it an irrational number? Cube root of 51, yes, it is an irrational number. Therefore it is going to be a surd. N is 3 natural number, a is 51, a positive rational number. Cube root of 51 is an irrational number. Therefore nth root of 51 is a surd. Then the next, 4th root of 16. Now just check. 2 raised to 4 is what? 2 raised to 4 is 16, right? 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, and 8 2s are 16. So if you multiply 2 4 times, then it is 16, right? So 4th root of 2, sorry, 4th root of 16 is 2, right? The answer is 2. 4th root of 16, the answer is 2. So this is not an irrational number, right? 2 is not an irrational number. Fourth root of 16, the answer is equals to 2, and 2 is not an irrational number. Therefore, fourth root of 16 is not a surd. Therefore, fourth root of 16 is not a surd. So, fourth root of 16 is equal to 2, which is a rational number. Okay. Therefore, it is not a surd. Now, fifth root of 81. 5 is a natural number, 81 is a positive rational number, and fifth root of 81 is an irrational number also. Therefore, fifth root of 81 is a surd. Now, next fourth one, root 256. Now, square root of 256, I hope everybody knows it's 16, right? Square root of 256 is equal to 16. Now, 16 is a rational number. Therefore, this also is not going to be a surd. Root 256 is equal to 16, which is a rational number. Therefore, root 256 is not a surd. Cube root of 64. Okay. Now, 3 is natural, 64 is rational, but cube root of 64 is equal to 4, right? 4 into 4 into 4. 4 4s are 16, 4 4s are 16, and 16 4s are 64. So, 4 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4 3 times, we get 64. So, cube root of 64 is 4, which is not a rational number, and therefore, it is not a surd, which is not an irrational number. 4 is not an irrational number. Therefore, cube root of 64 is not a surd. Now, root 22 upon 7. Now, here people may get confused. Array, there is a fraction. So, what it should be? Is it a surd? Is it not a surd? So, there is not a problem if you have a fraction here, because a should be a positive rational number. Okay, a should be a positive rational number. But 22 upon 7, n is equal to 2. Here n is 2 is a natural number, 22 upon 7 is a positive rational number, and root 22 upon 7 is an irrational number. Okay, overall this number root 22 upon 7 is an irrational number. Therefore, this is going to be a surd. Okay, all the three conditions are satisfied here. A. So, only this thing, don't get confused. Okay. It can be a fraction, but only the thing is it should not be a negative number. It should be a positive rational. So, this is going to be a surd. Root 22 upon 7 is a surd. Okay. Now, classify the given pair of surds into like surds and unlike surds. So, you just have to check whether that surd part is exactly the same. Okay. Try to factorize and find out whether the surd part is same. Root 52. And next is 5 root 13. Now, just when you look at it, the first glance, it doesn't look same, the surd part. This is 52 and this is 13, but they are actually same. What you have to do is, you have to convert it into its simplest form first. Then you will understand. Root 52 is, see, 13 4s are 52, and this 4, root 4 is 2. So, it will come outside the radical sign as 2 root 13. Okay, come outside the radical sign as 2 root 13. So, this root 52 became 2 root 13, and the next number is 5 root 13. So, both are same, right? Here 2 root 13 and 5 root 13 are like terms. See, the surd part is exactly the same. Therefore, they are like surds. They are like surds. So, here the word used is terms. It should not be terms. It should be surds. They are like surds. Okay. So, the surd part is exactly same here, root 13 and root 13. Therefore, they are like surds. Next sum, root 68 and 5 root 3. So this root 68, factorize and see whether the third part is exactly the same. Root 3 is coming there. So we factorize 68 as 4 in 4 root 17. 17 fours are, okay. One number should be a perfect square here. Then only we can take it outside a radical sign. So now we will get root 4 is 2, no? 2 root 17 we will get there. 2 root 17. So this is root 68 is equal to 2 root 17. And other number is 5 root 3. Okay. So 2 root 17 and 5 root 3, they are not like surds. See, this third part is different. Here it is root 17 and here it is root 3. So they are not like surds. So we have to factorize and check whether we are getting similar terms over there. Now 4 root 18 and 7 root 2. Now this 18. Okay, 9 2s are 18 and 9 is a perfect square. Okay, root 9 is 3. So 4 root 18 we can write as 4. 18 we can write as 9 2s are 18. Okay, and this root 9 means 3, right? So that's going to be 4 into 3 root 2. So that's 12 root 2 is equal to 4 3s are 12 now, right? 12 root 2. So we get 7 root 2 and 12 root 2. So definitely they are like surds. Here 12 root 2 and 7 root 2 are like surds. This third part is exactly the same and hence they are like surds. Now in the next sum, 19 root 12 and 6 root 3. Now we will go a little faster with it because I think you are understanding now, right? So just check whether factorize and see whether the third part is same. Okay, I have factorized here root 12 as 4 3s are 12. Okay, and this root 4 is 2. So I get 19 root 12 as 38 root 3 and 6 root 3. So 38 root 3 and 6 root 3 are like surds. Okay, and the next two sums also, here see root 22 and root 33. So they are not like surds. And in the next one we get root 5 and here we get root 3. Root 5 and root 3. So they are also not like surds. Okay, so I think you have understood by now what are like surds and what are unlike surds. Like surds means the radical part or the third part has to be exactly the same. Then they are called as like surds. Now next sum is simplify the following surds. Simplify means it is given in this pure form, we can say. Okay, so we have to write it in the mixed surd form. Mixed surd means the rational number, if anything can be taken out, you should take it out. Now this is 27. You have to factorize in such a way that one number is a perfect square. Okay, because here order is 2. So I think 9 3s are 27 and 9 is a perfect square. Okay, so we can take that out. 3 root 3. So root 27 is 3 root 3. So this is the simplest form of it. Now this root 3, now this third part root 3, we will not be able to do anything, right? So this is the simplest form of it. The next sum, root 50, 25 2s are, and 25 is a perfect square, right? 25 2s are 50 and we will get 5 root 2. The third one, 250. Now this is 25. So we can write that 25 is a perfect square. So this can be written as 25 into 10. Okay, and 25 can be then written as 5 into 5 into 5. So it's going to be the same. Root 5, 5 root 2. Okay. Just a minute. It cannot be 5 root 2. It's 5 root 10. That's supposed to be into 2. See, there are 2 5s here. 5 into 5. Okay. 3 5s total. So 1 5 has gone out. So that has to be 5 root 10. Okay. So that's equals to 5 root 10. The answer is supposed to be 5 root 10 over here. Okay, so I have factorized 250 as 5 5s are 25 and 25 10s are 5 2s are 10. Okay, and then therefore see this, the number that comes twice in the root sign, square root sign, when it goes out we write it only once, right? 5. Now this is actually 25, square root of 25 is 5, so that has gone out. This 5 and 2 will remain inside, so 5 2s are 10, so that's supposed to be 5 root 10. I hope students you all are following. This is not difficult at all. We are just factorizing. This is this is what you all have done in 8th standard also, where while you were using the Heron's formula for finding out the area of triangle. You have done this while using the Heron's formula for finding the area of triangle. You have done this method. Okay, now this is 112. I have factorized 112. 7 2s are 14, 14 2s are 28, 28 2s are 52, and 58 2s are. Okay, now 4 times it has come. So when it comes out, 4 will come out, right? There are 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. So when it comes out, the number that is twice, see, we will pair it this way. The number that has come 2 times, when it comes out, it will be written only once. 2 into 2, and then what will remain inside the root sign is 7. So 2 2s are 4. 4 root 7 is what I will get as my answer. Okay, so the answer will be 4 root 7. You have to factorize the number and get the answer. So that's going to be 4 root 7. The fifth one, we'll just factorize that too. Here let me just add 1 3 over there. Here 1 3 was missing. Okay, so I think that should be proper now. Okay, 7 3s are 21, 21 2s are 42, and 42 4s are 168. Now this 2 2s are 2 has come twice. We have to pair it in the root sign. 2 2s are 4, so it will come out 1 2 will come out. Rest all the numbers will remain inside the radical sign, inside the root sign. 2 3 and 7. Okay, so that would be the simplest form of it. So 2 root 42 is the simplest form of it. Now compare the following pair of surds. Compare. Generally compare means which is bigger and which is smaller, the sign that we make, right? That is what we do in the comparison, no? Just check. So sometimes just by looking at it, we cannot say which number is bigger and which number is smaller. Now it is given in the simplest form. So from the simplest form, we will not be able to tell which is smaller and which is greater. So we have to convert it into pure form. Okay, so these numbers that are outside the radical sign, we have to take it inside. Okay, now here the order is same of both the radicals. The order is same. If the order was not same, then you have to also make the order same first, then only you can tell. Now this 7 root 2 is there. Seven root 2 Now this is a square root. So when 7 goes inside, we will have to do 7 square into 2. Okay. Similarly for this 5 root 3. This is a square root sign. So when 5 goes, now see, when we are taking it out, we are taking it square root. But when we are taking the number inside the square root sign, we should square it, right? So this will also become 5 square into 3. So that's equals to 49 into 2. And this will be equals to 25 into 3. Okay. Now this will be equals to root 98 and this will be equals to 75. So now it is easy. Check the orders are same. If the orders were not same, then we have to first make the orders same. Orders are same. Now the numbers we know which is greater and which is smaller. Okay. So therefore 7 root 2 is going to be greater than 5 root 3. So I hope you find this easy, students, and you are not getting confused. Okay, but I can tell you one thing for sure, that these sums will need a lot of practice. That is the only key I can say. You have to practice, that's it. 7 root 2 becomes 98, root 98, and 5 root 3 becomes root 75. I just now showed you how. And then we know which is greater. Next sum. Now here you can directly say order is same and the numbers, which is greater? 274 is greater. So obviously 274 is greater than this. Okay, that we can easily say. Here there is no question. 247 is smaller than 274. So that was easy. Now in this case, what will we do? 2 root 7. Just now I told you it is a mixed surd. So you have to convert it to pure surd. Take that 2 inside. So when we take the 2 inside, you have to square it. Okay, into that 7 will remain as it is. 2 was outside the radical sign. I am taking the 2 inside it. So it has to be squared. When you are taking some number out, it has to be perfect square and we take its square root, right? So when you are taking it inside, the opposite operation should be done. Squaring, right? So now that will be root 4 into 7. 7 4s are 28, right? So that's root 28. And here next number also is root 28. So both are equal. Both are equal. Okay. So here I got root 28. The next number is also root 28. So both are equal. Root 2 root 7 and root 28 are equal. Now next 5 root 5 and 7 root 2. Here also, as I told you, 5 root 5. We are taking the 5 inside. So that means we are supposed to square it. 5 square into 5. 5 square is 25 and 25 5s are 125. So that's going to be root 125. And this side I have 7 root 2. I have to take 7 inside the root. That means I will square it. 7 square into 2. Now 7 square is 49 into 2. So that's root 98. Now which is greater? 124, 98, 125 obviously, right? So 5 root 5 is going to be greater than 7 root 2. I hope students you all are following. If you understand one sum properly, you will understand all the remaining, because the method remains the same. The method remains the same here. Okay, 5 root 5. By taking that 5 inside, it became root 125, and 7 root 2 will become root 98. So 125 is greater than 98. So this is greater, and hence 5 root 5 is going to be greater than 7 root 2. Now the next sums, okay, and we can go little faster with it. This 4 is going inside the root sign, so it will become root 4 square. We will square it, right? It will become 4 square. So that's root 16 into root 42, and when we multiply we get root 62 here. Okay, and then this 9 root 2, 9 root 2 also will become, so here I have got root 672 and here I have got 162. So obviously 672 is greater. Okay, and that's how we get it. This is how we will find the next sum also. This 5 goes inside, that will become 5 square, that is 25. 25 into 3 is 75, so that's root 75. Okay, and 9 is going to be root 81. So that's how we get it. Okay, and this was the next sum. 7 we are writing it as root 49, and this 2 root 5. 7 is written as in the radical sign. And why have we chosen radical sign, root sign only? Because here the order is 2, so you should be taking square root only, not cube root or anything, so that it is easy for us to compare. Okay, then we have compared, we got 7 is greater than 2 root 5. Okay, so I hope students you have understood today's lesson on surds. Thank you so much.